Hello there and welcome to today's video. The new update for Football Manager is now out and we get international football. So fingers crossed for everyone from England. England will win the World Cup in just a couple of months' time. But this is the time for me. So then here we are then, to welcome you to the England setup. I look forward to forging a strong working relationship with you. As England manager, you have overall control of the international setup, and we have our couple bits. Won't bore you with any of that, but over to fixture schedule, we have two friendlies. Firstly Spain and then France, so not the easiest of friendlies. And then we have our group: Croatia, Ghana, Panama, and then some internationals next year, which we won't really focus on. So big news on the squad lineup. Let's clear all. Gonna pick my squad. Firstly, let's go with goalkeepers. Sort by ability. Pickford's got to be in there. For me, I'm going Dean Henderson, and then do I want Pope? I mean, it's not really a play. I'm gonna go Trafford. My thinking is it's for the experience, but it's not exactly something that's gonna happen. Reece James in, Gaze in, Constance in. Just done by ability again. Lewis Hall's in for me. Gerald Branthwaite, 6 of 5, he's in. Shaw's in. Rico Lewis? Probably not. O'Reilly, yeah. Stones. Maguire. Livramento. I think that might be it. I might have to go through this afterwards, but let's go through midfielders. So Harry Kane, Rice, Palmer, Saka. Do I want Bowen? I'm going to take Bowen. I'm going to take Mainu Anderson. I feel like I'm missing someone. Maybe we've got to take someone out. I want a big striker as well. 6'1", 6'2", 6'1". How tall's Welbeck? 6'1". How tall's Abraham? I'm going to take Abraham. This might not make a bunch of sense, but I think with a big striker. So Pickford, Henderson, Trafford, James Gay, Konza, Lewis Hall, Branthwaite, Luke Shaw, Nico Riley, John Stones, Harry Maguire, and Tino Livramento, Rice, Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Bellingham, Rashford, Bowen, Mainu and Elliot Anderson, with Harry Kane and Tammy Abraham. Not sure that's the strongest lineup I could have gone with, but I think somewhere in my head that works. A lot of defensive cover, a midfield 3, and then Saka. Maybe I should have picked Anthony Gordon over Bowen. That's maybe my only thing going from the start. Anyway, we'll go through the tactic. It's a 4-2-3-1 in possession and a 4-4-2 out possession. A little bit crazy, but I think with some of the bigger teams later on, I guess we'll see in our two friendlies how it actually goes. But for some reason, I've got an idea. Right, not exactly a great start, as the England duty literally just started. Reece James, Declan Rice, and Dean Henderson. Not too bad. Dean Henderson's our backup keeper, and then the other two out for about a week. So not the worst, but no. If we're looking at captains, Declan Rice, and then is Jude Bellingham too old? Too young? I think that's fine. We'll have Declan Rice, and then Bellingham was the third? Maybe? I think I'll go with that. Right, with a couple injuries, and not exactly wanting to play my first team against Spain in friendlies. I think we're going to go Kane up front, Rashford on the left, Saka on the right, Bellingham in behind, goes into a 4-2-2-2, almost a 4-4-2, and then Maino and Anderson in midfield. Don't have Rice fit, and Bellingham's playing a bit further forward. Hall, Branthwaite, Gay, and right. So then first, pre-season or pre-tournament test against Spain. Pretty a difficult test, but if we want to reach the final, we're going to have to play teams like Spain later in the tournament. So hopefully we get off to a decent result. But also, honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. Nice to see the tactic working, but also just don't want injuries. Lewis Hall on the ball over to Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo to Livramento. 20 minutes on the clock. Livramento. Is that... surely Lamine Yamal's not on the left. Inaki Williams, it's surely Saka taking on Pedri. Pedri dives in. Saka in the box. Almost a Rabona assist. Elliot Anderson brings a good save from Unai Simon, I think it is, in there. Livramento, 23 minutes on the clock, to Saka again. Maybe not the strongest fullbacks, but definitely ones they feature in Lewis Hall and Livramento. Not the greatest of play from Elliot Anderson, with linked to the big money move to Manchester City over the summer. Down to Nico Williams, pretty much the same scorer who scored when Spain beat England in the Euros final, but this one is offside. Cucurella down on the left for Spain. 39 minutes on the clock. Saka does well. Did pretty well in the Champions League final, getting back. Hopefully we don't repeat that score and end up losing on penalties. But Saka finds Livramento down the right. Livramento left footed up to Bellingham. Elliot Anderson is in behind. Chance for 1-0. Does have in the back of the net. Just have a quick look at the lino. He hasn't raised his flag. 39 minutes on the clock. Jude Bellingham assist. Elliot Anderson gets us 1 lap against Spain. Alright, out to Lewis Hall to the second half. First, we've seen a Rashford in any real capacity. Him and Lewis Hall can't get past El Garcia. Does go long to Fermin Lopez. Fermin down the left, taking on Lewis Hall pretty easily in the box. Chance to shoot. Does. The outside of his foot. Looking for us, it's more closest to the corner flag. Livramento from the throw-in. 66 minutes on the clock. Saka on his left foot. Chance to shoot. Does shoot. Brings a good save out of Simon. Looks like that's going to be an England corner. No substitutes for England just yet. We're going to see how this goes on the clock. Lewis Hall. This time in the throw-in. Over to Rashford. Not seen too much of attacking play since a goal, but a couple of loose passes this time from Mainoo. Mikel Merino finds Grimaldo. Looks like Spain have had a couple of substitutions for themselves. Cross in for Min. Not sure what happened. Branthwaite hit it out. A little bit of an own goal situation, I think. Pickford luckily grabs that one. Hopefully we get our, rustiness out of us. That's a good thing with these two games. Over to Livramento. Up to Saka, facing his own goal. Up to Bellingham. In behind for Harry Kane. Been very quiet in this one. Only a 6.4 rating. Back to Saka. Bit of a pinball in the box. Simon puts it out for an England corner. 20 minutes left. Still England 1. Couple of substitutions. Pretty much changed most of the team. Rashford, Mainoo and Anderson are still on the pitch for the last 10 minutes in this one. Not really too much worried if we don't win this game, but good for confidence if we can beat a Spain team who are probably one of the favourites. Probably not major favourites, but definitely a very decent side. Up to Lamine Yamal. 83 minutes on the clock. Yamal inside into the back of the net. 83 minutes on the clock. First thing we've seen from our wonder kid Lamine Yamal in this game, and it is to put Spain at 1-1. There we are there. First game of our friendlies just before the World Cup. 1-1 draw against Spain. Not the worst result, but I think it's mostly because of our substitutes just aren't quite as good as Spain's team. They've definitely got better substitutes. Saying that, Lamine Yamal played the whole 90 minutes. So right then, the second pre-tournament friendly. This time we have Abraham up front. Just switched him up to be a normal striker in the out possession formation as well. Bowen on the right, Palmer in behind, Mia and Anderson in midfield. Still don't want to test Declan Rice's injury, he's still not much fit yet. Sean Maguire, Gay, Livramento and Pickford. Do I start Pickford? Yeah, I think I will. Anyway, France, who are bigger favourites for the tournament, up in just a week's time. Right then, here we go. England against France at home. Before we make that big trip over to America, Mexico and Canada for the World Cup. World Cup favourites, France, with big players like Michael Olise and Kylian Mbappe. Not too distant of the best players in the world. Mbappe in behind and shows why he's one of the best players in the world. Dribbles through the England team like he's not even there. 2 minutes in and not Olise down the right. Up to Koundé, Saliba. Just flattery of talent that France have. It'll be a bit of a shame if France don't win it, but these are teams we've got to be beaten. Anyway, see Hernandez trying to make it into Mbappe. If his first is any easier than his second is any easier than his first, it's going to be difficult. And even when you got players like Ousmane Dembele, a Ballon d'Or winner, scoring 5 minutes in, England 0, France 2. Luke Shaw with the first real attack for England over to Rashford. 21 minutes on the clock. Not seen a lot from England in this game. Tchouaméni goes down. Rashford on the ball. Up to Kobbie Mainoo on his left foot. Kobbie Mainoo gets his first goal for England. 21 minutes on the clock. That pretty dreadful start from England in this game. Mbappe on the ball. Just running England like it's not even a real game. Mbappe finds Cherki, deflects off. I don't even know how, but is a France corner just a couple seconds after we scored. Dembele from deep tries to find Mbappe. Livramento cuts that one out. Over to Jared Bowen. Camavinga cuts that one out. I think they're playing Camavinga left back and then Hernandez at wing back. It's a very weird formation. As Camavinga's just filtering in from defensive midfield. Ibu Konate over to Michael Olise. Definitely one of the best players for France. Ibrahima Konate gets the assist. Olise for France's third, 51 minutes in. And very big uphill battle. It is a bit of a rotated side, but shows that maybe it isn't the best. Kobbie Mainoo, a long ball over the top towards Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen on his left foot. Konate wins that one pretty easily. Mbappe just taking on Livramento like he's not even there. There's just players like Mbappe that treat this game like it's just a training game. And Dembele from the edge of the box hits the bar. Not sure people would have even saved that. Up to Kobbie Mainoo into Rashford's feet. Over to Abraham. Probably questioning his selection at this point, but I guess when the selection's all done, not much you can do. Rashford trying to track back, but Maguire showing why you pick him. Not sure. Playing against Mbappe was a good idea, but they're not good defensive headers away from goal. Exactly why you have a player like Harry Maguire. Lucas Hernandez, 1-2 with Mbappe, goes back to Mbappe, cross in for Nkunku. Rashford back to Luke Shaw, into extra time now. Maybe a consolation goal, just for a bit of confidence, but definitely don't deserve it. Into Mainoo, just don't know what he was searching for there. Doué, up to Dembele, over to Mbappe, whether it's going to be 3-1 or 4-1 at this point. Over to Ousmane Dembele, and it is 4-1. Playing against one of the favourites of the competition, even with a rotated side, a 4-1 defeat might hurt confidence a bit too much. And there is the final whistle. England 1, France 4. Not looking good as we play our first game of the World Cup group stage. Right then, team news for our first game against Croatia, who have been a thorn in England's side in the last couple years. Pickford starts in goal. Livramento, Stones, Gay and Shaw win in the defence. Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice partner in midfield. Saka, Bellingham, Rashford behind talisman Harry. Right then, kick off in USA, Mexico and Canada for the World Cup. It's already been kicked off with a couple of early games, but England against Croatia, definitely a difficult game, but a game we still should be winning. Bradaric for Croatia into Mateo Kovacic. Back to Gvardiol, in to Maya. Saka wins that one back. I mean, we can get them on the counter. Saka doesn't have a lot of players with him. Does turn back though, or shoots himself, deflected. Levakovic, not sure how to pronounce his name, but did well to collect that deflected attempt. Alright, free kick for Declan Rice. Definitely a very good free kick taker for Arsenal. Decides to go it short. Not sure what that's about. Livramento on the left. Doesn't have a lot of options. Can go down the left though. Has that 2-foot ability. Can he take on whoever he does take on? Over to Rashford. Shot deflected out for a corner. 36 minutes in. Still England 0, Croatia 0. Corner Bradaric for Croatia. 56 minutes on the clock. Livramento does well to reach up and head that one away. Saka finds Bellingham to Declan Rice. Got more space than he thinks. Over to Rashford. Took him a little while to get going. Rashford on his own. Went away from goal for some reason. To Declan Rice. Third attempt at the England goal. Jude Bellingham on his 50th cap for England. Gets England ahead in the World Cup. 56 minutes in, Jude Bellingham gets our first goal of the tournament. England 1, corner from Croatia, 61 minutes on the clock. Maya, deep, Bellingham away, Perisic, out to Mateo Kovacic, into Kremeric, 1-2. Josko Vardiol, not really known for his goal-scoring ability, the Manchester City centre-back, just a couple of minutes after getting that first goal for England. Croatia get Bradaric down the left-hand side. Not really sure how he's got so much space. Getting it away. Rashford on the break. Can we get a second goal? Maybe even a winner from this one. Rashford. Not a lot of options. Does take on his man there. Rashford cuts back on his right foot. Defenders definitely wants to get a big chunk of his shirt. Brings a good save at Lukovic. Lakovic, I think I've pronounced his name like 4 different times. Right then, England's first game of the World Cup has a point apiece between England and Croatia. With Ghana and Panama in our other 2 games, I think we definitely need to get some wins over them, because that big result in the World Cup group stage, Saudi Arabia beat Spain 2-1. So seems like in this tournament anyone could beat anyone. Right then, 2 changes from the first game against Croatia. Lewis Hall comes in at fullback and Kobbie Mainoo replaces Anderson in midfield. Just feel like we need that a little bit more attacking quality, and I think Kobbie Mainoo is going to have a better chance at scoring than Elliot Anderson, especially with a Ghana team that has the attacking quality, but also I think if we perform. Right then, second game, this time against Ghana. Not a worst result in the world, but not a great result against Croatia. Hopefully, it's just a little blip. Get that confidence back after that pretty resounding loss to France. Declan Rice with the corner. Headed away over to Tino Livramento. Was very good in that game against Croatia. Does get his first goal for England, I do believe. England just 2 minutes in to the hole. Wins that one back from Ghana. Winger Rashford over to Lewis Hall. Definitely more attacking than Luke Shaw. Gay back to John Stones. 10 minutes on the clock. Looks all England so far. Livramento over to Saka on his left foot. Saka in the box. Saka on his shot. Alti Ziggy. Not sure how to pronounce that one. Another goalkeeper I can't pronounce. Good save out for a corner. This time Declan Rice will take it again. Plays it short to Saka. Thomas Partey. Not sure what he's playing, but he gets 2-footed challenge out for a throw-in. Lewis Hall to take that throw-in. 11 minutes on the clock. More England pressure. Away. This time up back to Livramento. Almost how he scored his goal. Rice back to Gay. Still got 4 backs pretty high. Lewis Hall finds Rashford. Has to turn back. Or can he get something? Mainoo into Declan Rice. Kobbie Mainoo is definitely a good choice. England 2, Ghana 0 at 11 minutes on the clock. Those 2 midfield players seem to be very influential in England. Okay, Saka, 17 minutes on the clock. Can we get a set piece goal into John Stones? Headed away though. Livramento to the edge of the box. Just tipped over. Or maybe it wasn't Declan Rice winning that one back. Bellingham finds Harry Kane for his first goal from open play. 25 minutes on the clock. Harry Kane has his goal. England have a third. 25 minutes in. And maybe we can even rotate in the last couple of minutes of this game. Iñaki Williams on their counter attack for Ghana. Long ball up to Semenyo. Looks like it might be on offside anyway. Mensah looks like he's not on the side. Ibrahim over to Mensah. Anton Semenyo, definitely a very good attacking fullback. Taking on Livramento, bringing out a good save from Pickford. Bringing Buffett a little bit because I called Semenyo a fullback, but Saka to Livramento into the box. Over to his other fullback, Lewis Hall. I think it was definitely a good choice picking him over Luke Shaw. Just seemed to have that little bit more of attacking force. Just go down in the box though, and Naki Williams will counter-attack for Ghana. Already 3-0 up, so a goal wouldn't be the end of the day, but we do want to keep a clean sheet. Ibrahim on the shot from the volley, hits the post, hacked away. Harry Kane can't win that. Does drop to Cormino though. Rashford back to Lewis Hall. A little bit of composure. 10 minutes left of this game. Still 3-0 to England. A little bit disappointing we haven't got a fourth, but not the end of the world. I guess 3-0 is still a very good result on me. Still have opportunity to get our fourth. Good move over to Bellingham, who finds Livramento. Saka into the box to his Arsenal teammate Declan Rice, whose shot is over the bar. Stones bringing it forward for England. Ball playing ability. Bellingham to Rice. Out to Lewis Hall. Rating hasn't shown it, but in my eyes, it's been pretty good this game. Rashford into Bellingham for the fourth. Very good finish from his left foot into the bottom corner. Keeper absolutely no chance. Going 4, Ghana 0, and this is exactly what the result we needed, especially after that France and Croatia game, just to inject a bit of confidence into the team. And there is full time on this one. Second World Cup group game shows us how England can be as Carlos Queiroz' Ghana succumb to a 4-0 scoreline from me. Then after a 4-0 win over Ghana in the last round, I think it's time to change the team a little bit. Firstly, Cole Palmer comes in for Jude Bellingham in midfield. A lot of the same midfield, if I'm honest. All the same. And then Reece James comes in at fullback, and then Harry Maguire. Gonna see if we can get some set piece goals. Gonna start mainly the full team, but as it's Panama, if we do get some goals up, I think substitutions are definitely later in the game. But I'd rather get stuff going first before we get a bit complete. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the most clued up on the Panama team. Luis Major, is he a former Barcelona youth? I can't say anyone else. Not sure I'm totally clued up on all the World Cup teams, and I guess Panama are just one of them, but as soon as I don't recognise them, still gonna expect a good game against them. I mean, they're at the World Cup, they can't be too bad, but I think a team like England, who are one of the favourites to win, should really be winning this game pretty easily. Not really expecting a 4-0 like Ghana, but if we can get something like that, or an early goal from Bukayo Saka, who just puts it wide, that would be a great start. Alright, Bukayo Saka with the corner, does have an option short, does choose to go short to Cole Palmer, back to Bukayo Saka, chance to shot his left foot, deflected, back to Cole Palmer, into Reece James, who, kind of a weird shot if I'm honest, deflected off someone. Must have been on target anyway, but 8 minutes into this one, Reece James looks like a good suggestion. 1-0 up. Into Diaz, not Luis Diaz, but looks like he's on the left wing and might try and imitate Luis Diaz. Cadeno tries to find their striker. Gay cuts that one out. Rashford's taking a little bit of a while, but does find Lewis Hall down the left. Does have a lot of players in behind him. Cole Palmer in behind. One-on-one with Elijah in the Panama goal. And there is 2-0, 9.5 minutes in, and it looks like choosing a fully strength team was a good idea. Right, another set piece from Bukayo Saka. Does have Rashford shot, I think. Does go up to Harry Maguire this time. This one's hit into Diaz on the left hand side. Reece James does have some company around him. Diaz taking him on for a bit of a ride. Harvey back to Andrade. A little bit of possession for Panama. We are definitely a counter-attacking tactic, so not exactly one for getting loads of possession, but shots like that with a good save from Pickford doesn't exactly fill me with a lot of confidence, even if the goalkeeper did come up trumps that time. Another throw in from Blackman, back to him, down to Kvaratskhelia, who's got one of the weirdest headcuts I've ever seen. Declan Rice with the corner on this near side instead of Declan and Bukayo Saka. Not sure why that's something that such a long while. 2 Arsenal players. Gay with a shot from distance. He's offside anyway. I think the keeper might have tipped it behind, but doesn't really. Blackman coming forward from right back into Barahona, into Blackman again. A lot of possession down this right hand side. Last couple of minutes. Does trip over the ball, but Mainu into Kane. Rashford aircraft in formation. Cole Palmer 1-2, and what a finish from Marcus Rashford. 32 minutes into this game, Marcus Rashford gets his first goal of the tournament. Just takes your breath away. Excellent finish, excellent football, slick pass. Declan Rice, another deep free kick. Very good at this deep free kicks. Just goes short though to his Arsenal teammate. Over to Cole Palmer, edge of his left foot. Second goal of the tournament. I believe it's the second goal of today's game. 35 minutes in, England 4, Panama 0. Declan Rice, another near post corner. Maybe it's time for substitutions at half time. Into Harry Kane, and Harry Kane gets his second goal of the tournament. Definitely nice to get Harry Kane in and goal scoring form, because if we're going to get to the latter stages of the tournament, we're going to need him on perfect form. Apologies if some background noise is a little bit distracting. Good footwork to the box. Out to Gay. Maguire again. Very high centre backs. Not sure how I feel about Maguire doing that, but if he's picking passes like that, don't entirely mind. Out to Reece James. Declan Rice. Chance to shoot himself or find someone. Shoots himself. Good save from Meyer. Out for another corner. It looks like Declan Rice is going to take it again. And he will do. Declan Rice does have... Who's ginger in our team? Is it Cole Palmer? Harry Kane's got a near post shot saved by Meyer again. Looks like we're absolutely peppering the loose Hall into Rashford. Back to Hall. On his right foot. Chooses to find Declan Rice. Saka to Reece James. Back to Bukayo Saka. Saka into Palmer for his hat-trick. Palmer. Lewis Hall gets the rebound at another corner. Just 2 minutes left of the first half, and it's still 5-0. I think it's time we make some substitutions. I don't want Harry Kane getting injured. We don't really have a left winger. Can anyone play left wing? Bowen can kind of. Who else do we want to play? Anderson for Rice. Just trying to take off our players that we don't want to ruin. Should we keep Saka on? Or Palmer there? And then... Is it worth bringing on? Mina can play there, and then we'll have like O'Reilly in midfield. Am I weakening the team a bit too much? I think he'll be fine. We are 5-0 up. It's all about injuries. That's what I'm really worried about. Because if we get like a big player injured, we're going to be screwed. Harvey on the counter attack, out to Carrasco. Lewis Hall gets a toe in on that one. A little bit of possession for Panama just after half time. Andrade feeds Harvey back to goal. Long ball over to Carrasco. Deep cross, no one really under it. Up to Diaz, and Panama get one back just after half time. Maybe I made too many substitutions, but it's going to be a lot. Surely we're not going to throw in a 5. Lewis Hall wins that one back. Jared Bowen in behind for Tammy Abraham. Not sure why he didn't turn and shoot. Reece James with a chance to shoot, and did the keeper touch that over the bar? Maybe not. Grazed the top of the bar though. Look, Reece James on this deep free kick on the left hand side. Does go short again. Not sure why we're all going short. Over to Jared Bowen. Left foot strike. Just what Diaz done on left foot. Panama gets past number 15. Not sure who that is. Not sure kit numbers at all. Cole Palmer's trying to take on Davis. 15 is Elliot Anderson. Not sure how he got past Anderson so quickly, but good work from Anderson to put it out for a throw-in. Probably could have kept it in, but gives us opportunity to get into shape. And Cole Palmer with a defensive action out for a throw-in this time. Davis, long throw. Maguire away into Mainu. Cross left, a little bit wide for Jared Bowen, but we'll get there. Bowen, I mean, not sure what he really had in mind. Looks a little bit strange on the left-hand side. Gay up to Lewis Hall. Jared Bowen making a run down the left-hand side. Maybe waited a couple seconds, might have been better. Same with that pass, to be honest. On a different wavelength to copy Mainu. It looks like Jared Bowen's not quite got into this game. James up to Palmer again from deep. O'Reilly to Mainu to Bowen to Mainu. What good football. Elliot Anderson from the edge of the box. That is absolutely liquid football. England have their 6th. 59 minutes on the clock. Half an hour left to go. 6-1. Lewis Hall picks up that loose pass. Lewis Hall across in deep. Cole Palmer will get there somehow. Andrade just didn't check his shoulder into Elliot Anderson. He gets his second goal in a Don't know how many minutes, but it can't be too long. 2 goals for Elliot Anderson, and there is 7. 10 minutes left in this one. Can Panama get 1 goal back just for confidence, if anything, into Tammy Abraham away from that one? Bahora out to Luis Diaz. I don't know why I called him Luis Diaz. It's not Luis Diaz. It is a Diaz, but he shoots over the bar for Jardo. Bowen wins that one pretty well down the left hand side. Chance to cross or find someone. Does find Lewis Hall. Not the exact option I was thinking of. O'Reilly. Back to Lewis Hall. Liquid football again. Anderson, James, Abraham, Cole Palmer into the back of the net. Liquid football yet again for the second time in 2 goals. Cole Palmer's got his hat-trick. And there is England 8. Panama. Last couple of minutes in this one. Can we get in? Might not even have a chance to take it. Palmer. Out to James. To Jarrett Bowen. Cross in Nico O'Reilly. And there is the full-time whistle. Can't quite get the 9th. But I think we'll be happy with that result. England 8. Panama 1. We go into the next round. And we'll see who we... So then, not good news for England. And here is the round of 16. It's not even the round of 16. Round of 32. Czechoslovakia played Bosnia and Herzegovina. Germany plays South Africa. Brazil played Netherlands. Japan, Morocco. Scotland, Norway. Ivory Coast, France. Sweden, Mexico. Spain against England. Canada, USA, or home nation ties. Jordan, Belgium. Ghana, DR Congo. Uruguay, Argentina. Switzerland, Egypt. Austria, Saudi Arabia. Croatia, Portugal. Turkey, New Zealand. I think we've got one of the toughest ties we could have had. Probably the top 3 for me. Brazil, Netherlands. Spain, England, and then Canada, USA. Scotland might even get past. I mean, Norway's a decent team, but Portugal drawn 2-2 with Colombia. Portugal against Croatia. That might be a good game as well. Right then, just the one change from the last game. I think Cole Palmer's got a start after a hat-trick in the last game. Jude Bellingham drops to the bench as from that Panama game. John Stones comes in for Harry Maguire at the back. But besides that, it's the same team that started against Panama. Spain today. I kind of expected to have a difficult game, but not this early. Hopefully we can get a good result against Spain, but Spain are a pretty good start 11 from Spain. The defenders don't fill me with confidence. Robin Lenormand and Pau Kabasi, maybe. Strike force of Yamal, Nico Williams, Olmo. Definitely got some pace in it, along with Fermin Lopez or Zabal. He's pretty good. Jose Perez shows how not great their striker is when they've got Jose Perez and Alvaro Morata. Some good players, but also some... So then, kicking off in at this round of 32 tie against Spain. Lamine Yamal, probably Spain's big player to defend, but Pedri and Rodri in defence might have a little bit of a... Alright, deep free kick. Cole Palmer to take it. Gay knocks it down for Declan Rice off the post and into the back of the net. 9 minutes into this one, England 1, Spain 0. Not sure I expected England to win this game, but 9 minutes into this one, we've definitely given us a very good... Alright, we exchange with a throw in, 20 minutes in. Can we get a second? Unlikely. Maino up to Bukayo Saka. Just a little interplay at the edge of the box. It's just so potent. Even Spain, even like their centre-backs aren't great, but their midfield is so good, so they should really be defending that a little bit better. 2-0, 20 minutes gone. England are in the driving force for this game already. Not getting complacent, but I'm starting to put one foot into the round of 16. Reece James up to Bukayo Saka. Harry Kane's in behind. If he beats the keeper to this, he might have a free shot. Doesn't get there though. Simon does pretty well. Colby Mary's in behind this time on his left foot. And a good save from Simon. Pickford on the ball to Mark Gay. 25 minutes on the clock, still 2-0. Looks like Declan Rice is trying to thread the ball this time. A little bit of a loose pass towards Reece James. Into Bukayo Saka's a little bit deeper than you'd want him. A little bit of a loose pass from Cole Palmer. Lamine Yamal and Alvaro Morata and in behind. Morata puts it in the back of the net. I think he might be offside though. Referee has his flag up, but it will go to VAR. 25 minutes in. Do Spain have their goal? Does Alvaro Morata get his 3rd goal in 4 games? He doesn't. Stays. Playing the ball around the back against the Spain team is a little bit... I mean, it worked, but a little bit over the top. Rashford gets it down on the left-hand side. Out to Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall to the box to Rashford. Can he shoot? He does shoot over the bar there. Declan Rice brings that one down pretty easily. Out to Harry Kane. Lenormand kicks that one away. Only to Bukayo Saka though from deep. It looks like Reece James is a little bit further ahead. John Stones stops just before he gets to the Spain press. Menu, good footwork to get away from the Spain press. Saka taking on Cucurella like he's not even there. Bukayo Saka, good save from Simon. Really expected a play like him to at least test the keeper. Did test the keeper, but a little bit of a team effort. Triple change from Spain. Looks like they're trying to get a foothold into the game. It's still 2-0 just after half time. Better than an XG, but they have had a couple shots. Not over, but definitely in the ascension. Simon looks like he's going to get man of the match in this one. Ignore a free kick with John Stones up to Cole Palmer. Harry Kane spreads it outward to Declan Rice. That good football yet again. Cole Palmer up to Bukayo Saka. Looked like he might have been offside. Referee's not put his flag up though. Up to Reece James off the post. Not really sure how that didn't go in the net, but Spain have their counter-attack now. Not really that many Spain players. Does go a little bit wide. Morata just about keeps that. There we are then. Main edge of the box. Out to Gay. Not sure why Gay is off furthest out on the left-hand side. Out to Lewis Hall. Maybe Ito has switched positions. Gay gets the ball. Not sure that was the best idea. Pedri knew exactly what was going to happen. Fermin Lopez into the Spain attack. Alvaro Morata has the easiest goal I ever scored in international football. Not sure what our centre-backs were doing. Just completely forgot Alvaro Morata was even there. 40th goal for him for Spain, and Spain have one back. Pickford bringing the ball out from deep over to Gay. This pass to Lewis Hall's a little bit better than the last one. That Lewis Hall pass might have been worse than the first one. Morata out to Lamine Yamal. It's just been all Spain pressure since that equaliser. Lewis Hall gets a foot in, but only up to Lamine Yamal. Deep cross to Oyarzabal. It's already been a threat for England in the past, and does get the equaliser. 63 minutes on the clock. Just a couple minutes after England were in control. Spain have pegged us back. A couple of changes then. Bukayo Saka comes off. Palmer will come out to the right. Bellingham in and behind. Luke Shaw and Branthwaite. Hopefully we can get that passing line of Hall and Gay out of the... Maybe taking Gay off was a bad idea. Take him off the Stones. Branthwaite's 6'5", and then Gay's 6 foot. So a little bit more of an attacking threat from this one. Hittles and Mainu, 6 foot. A little bit of attacking threat from set pieces, but also Harry Maguire might be a little bit slow for that very pacey Spain. Declan Rice with an early free kick. It's only 2 minutes on the clock. Can we get that third goal into the middle? Grimaldo, definitely one of those pacey Spain players on the counter attack with Fermin Lopez. Gay's trying to track him, but absolutely gets run round. Fermin Lopez into the back of the net on the counter attack. Literally what I just said. That was exactly what I didn't want to happen. Fermin Lopez, maybe it's time to take Rashford off and put Bowen out left again. 76 minutes on the clock after being 2-0 up. We've thrown it away. Out to Branthwaite to Gay. Need a little bit more, I guess, patience, but seems to be good on the ball. But that Spain counter is absolutely lethal. Bellingham's touch wide. Out to Reece James edge of the box. Really should be at least hit into added time. Spain at 3, England 2. No real highlights at the end of this game. And despite going 2-0 up after 20 minutes, them 2 quick fire goals with Morata and Oyarzabal just 4 minutes apart gave Spain the edge to give them the winner from Fermin Lopez in the 74th minute. Japan and Belgium will go to extra time. Rather than after being knocked out, I've just seen the results of a couple of these games, so gonna go through and show you all the results. Bosnia-Herzegovina in the second round beat Czech Republic. Germany beat South Africa on penalties. Netherlands beat Brazil 5-2 after extra time. Japan beat Morocco 1-1. Norway are knocked out of Scotland. France 2-1 against Ivory Coast. Mexico beat Sweden. As you already know, Spain beat England 3-2. Canada knocking out USA 3-2 after extra time. Belgium 2-0 over Jordan. DR Congo 1-0 over Ghana. Argentina 1-0 over Uruguay. Switzerland 2-0 over Egypt. Austria 3-2 over Saudi Arabia. And Croatia beat Portugal on penalties after Turkey beat New Zealand 1-0 after extra time. Norway knocked out Germany 1-0 in the round of 16. Netherlands beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. France 2-0 over Japan. Mexico knocked out the team that knocked us out, Spain, after extra time. DR Congo knocking out Messi's Argentina. Belgium 2-1 against Canada from the host nation, getting to the round of 16 for Canada was pretty good for them. Austria beat Turkey 4-3 after extra time, and Croatia lost to Switzerland 2-1 after extra time. Out to the quarter-final, Netherlands beat Norway 1-0. Belgium took penalties to beat DR Congo. Mexico beating favourites France, and Switzerland beating Austria. Over to the semi-finals, where Netherlands beat Belgium on penalties, and a 4-1 win over host nation Mexico, as Mexico reached the semi-final but could not quite reach the final. Third place playoff, Belgium beat home nation Mexico to place third, and the final, Switzerland beat Netherlands on penalties in one of the weirdest finals I think I've ever seen, and Switzerland win the anyway. That is the end of today's video. Leave a comment of who you want to win the World Cup, who your likely underdogs are, can the last stages, let alone win that tournament. Anyway, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment on who you want me to try and win the World Cup with next. England, unfortunately,